some kind of technical glitch, stream yard as always, man. But we're gonna work through it anyway. We got the legendary had Capone totally insane. He's gonna be putting on this. I believe my brother's here right now. About to team up. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoy this dialogue. You know what I'm saying? We're about to talk about it, about to get to it. You know what I'm saying? I had Capone totally insane in the building.
What's up
So
with
with it, big bro.
What's up with you? Can you hear me?
What's happening with it? What's up with Big Bro, man?
Can you hear me? Am I clear?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you perfectly, bro. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, yeah. What's happening with it, family?
So let me set my thing up so you can see me.
Oh, good.
Go on my lab so my lighting is better in here.
It's all good. Why they wanna get the people to remind where we at.
So go. Can you see me? Can you see me and hear me? Can you see me and hear me? My shit tripping. My Wi-Fi and hopefully that'll do it. Make it better. Is that my connection? Can you hear me?
All right, I'm back at it, right? I don't know if y'all can hear me, but
Yeah, I can hear you now.
it always seems to be some kind of technical glitch with StreamYard. So regardless of the technical difficulties, we're gonna rock through it anyway. So, bro, just keep doing what you do, bro. We go rock through it anyway, regardless of any kind of glitches and shit going on. We ain't gonna let that stop us, man. So,
For sure.
in any event, thank you to everybody that's showing up. You know what I'm saying? We have the legendary Ad Capone, man. Totally insane in the building, man. There, royalty right here, man. Bro, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. Chilling. Sitting there watching.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see my background. I got that. I got the game on right now too. I'm a Raider though, but I love football, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to see it back, man.
For
You know
sure,
what I'm saying?
definitely, definitely.
How you think your Niners gonna be doing this year?
I think they're gonna do pretty good. We're gonna. I think we're gonna
Oh,
make playoffs. I don't know if the Super Bowl, but I think we're gonna get far this year.
yeah, you know what, Kyle Shanahan, man. One thing I learned not to underestimate that dude, man. That dude is something. He different, man. He just
Definitely.
different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We're gonna be having some. I'm gonna be having some sports commentary on during the season too, though. So hopefully you can pull up one of them things, man. You know what I'm saying? We can, have some very intakes, man, on our teams, man. But tonight is
Yeah.
about. It's all about you, man. You know what I'm saying? Let the people know who you are, man. You know what I'm saying?
At Capone. I'm one third of the group, totally insane, out of East Palo Alto, California. Shit, I've been doing this shit for 30 plus years, man. 5 group albums, 5 solo albums. I'm still in it, man. In it to win it.
For sure. When did you guys? For one, let me start with you first. When did you? What was your upbringing like? You know what I'm saying? Like, um, uh, where did you sprout up at? Where y'all come up from?
I was born and raised. Well, I was born in Stanford Hospital. I was raised in East Palo Alto, California. Back when I was growing up, it was the hood, man. It was the ghetto. It was one of the most dangerous cities in the Bay Area. And as I got older, I saw it change and I saw it get worse. By the time I was 18, we was the murder capital of the nation. You know what I'm saying? So um,
Uh,
just watching it when I was younger, it was a little more Afrocentric. Before, like when I was young and before I was born, East Ponta was a little more Afrocentric, a little more, you know what I'm saying? Uh, the nickname of it was Nairobi Village. We had a section of East Palo Alto called Nairobi Village. Um, and as the crack era came in the mid to early 80s, um, shit changed, you know what I'm saying? Um,
uh,
it became New Jack City. You had fiends everywhere. You had young dudes on the block grinding, getting money. You had dudes coming up in money and status, you know what I'm saying, by selling dope. And, you basically youngsters take over the village, like, because it was like
right,
the youngsters was getting the money, the youngsters was out there live. So we kind of like had the city on lock a little bit. You know what I'm saying? My generation, we was kind of like running wild. So our
right,
mamas and police and shit was trying to stop us, but I think the pandemic gave had so much money and power that like it be addiction within itself.
right. So, what was your upbringing like? Did you have brothers and sisters? Like, what was your household like when you was coming up?
Yeah, I got a half brother, Ray Bones, that I grew up with. Shout out to my brother Ray Bones. We grew up on Alberni, East Hardy, East. Our house, our house was the spot where all the cats hung out at. Um, and not only where cats hung out at, where my partners that I rap with that was rapping with me come over, and my mom was real cool. She let us come over and rehearse our rap shit. So not only was my spot to hang out, but my spot was also a place where we can come and work on our talent too. Because I grew up with Chunk, I grew up with Ten.
Ah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Chunk.
my best friends are legendary rappers. So
Right,
they
right. Yeah,
we was our house and home that my mom helped us put that together. You know,
yeah. What age was it when you started rapping? Who was your influences coming up that you listened to?
I first started rapping at like 10 years old. So about like 1984, I started rapping. Of course, LL Cool
And
J
I
was
was,
mine.
yeah,
Run, of course, was a big idol of mine. Fat Boys and cats like that. I remember they did the Fresh Fest '84, Oakland at the Oakland Coliseum. Henry Moms took me backstage. We lost and got backstage. Met the fucking Fat Boy. You know,
Uh-huh.
Prince Marky D was telling me, man, you can be whatever you want to be, man. You know, keep going, just do what you got, and spoken, remember what uh, uh,
I don't know if that's my end or yours, but the
and
audio was coming in and out.
oh, okay. I don't know what.
Uh, I, I, I can hear you now. I can hear you now, though. Finish what you're saying.
Oh yeah, now I said that my mom had took me to a concert, the '84
Uh-huh.
and real cool and shit. Pulled us to the uh, Chris Mark D was like, "Oh, okay, okay, yeah, man, just stick with it, man. Work hard, listen to your mom, stay in school, and you know, keep writing, man, keep writing them bars, keep putting it together." And that stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I remember what he said, and then like
Right.
shortly after that, I think Roxanne came out by UTFO, and that was like the big hit on the radio at the time. I think that was like '84. That was the big hit at that time, and I learned all the words to that shit. My mom went out and bought me the 12-inch single. They had the instrumental on the other side. I learned all the words to the song. Over, I used to say the words over the instrumental. You just kept practicing and practicing. And then my mom's bought me
Uh-huh.
a mic recorder thing, and I recorded the shit onto, so I made my own demo with Roxanne song and shit. And I was letting my friends hear it and start doing talent shows, and start doing the Juneteenth and school assemblies and shit, and just start trying to master the craft, basically. Uh,
Yeah. So mom's played it all throughout your journey.
Definitely, yeah. Mom's played a big part in
Yeah, that's what's up.
even after we start, even after we start putting out albums and shit. Moms used to come to our shows and shit, and drive us to the shows and shit. So yeah, my mom's was real instrumental in my my rap music.
For sure, man. In the back, we hear about the moms like Mama Jack, Wanda, you know what I'm saying, etc. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know. It's something about our culture, man. Shout out to all the moms, man, that supported y'all, man. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Really, real shout out to you. I think. I mean, honestly, I think we need to do a piece on it, man. You know what I'm saying? I
definitely.
think that need to be that need to be commemorated, though, man. But salute to that. So
Your your first fan. Your mama's the first one that's gonna tell you whether it's good or not. What she gonna tell you is
that's
good
the
anyway,
fact.
but that's gonna be your first fan. That's gonna be your first supporter and cheerleader. She gonna root
That's
for
a
you, no matter what.
that's a that's a fact. That's a fact. And honestly, man, my mama predicted me even doing this, man. Like long before I saw myself doing it, my mama projected it. You know what I'm saying? Like I long before I even knew what any kind of content creating a podcast it was. My mama told me she saw me doing this shit one day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, mama's got a man. I'm telling you, when did it? At what point did because I know when I was growing up, man, and I told you this a couple of times, man. I think my father might have been, he was certainly the first person I knew of in West Oakland that had John Howard. I never heard nobody else listen to Totally Insane until after my father had Direct from the Back Street.
Damn, that's crazy. Well, I mean, we come from a small city, man. We probably come from the smallest city in the Bay Area. We come from the lowest population. I think our population is like probably like 30,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So we don't come from a big major city like Oakland, Frisco, San Jose, shit like that. We come from a very small town. You know what I'm saying? So we had to work hard to get our shit heard. Not only work hard, we had to link up with TC is from San Francisco. Me and 10 from East Palo Alto, but 10 TC is from San Francisco. So we had to go out and get a, we had to go out and get a, we had to go out and try to get a bigger audience to try to push it. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, by teaming up with San
All right,
Francisco, that gave us
okay.
gave a bigger push. Like, to get us out there. Um, so yeah, man, shout out to your pops, man, for putting you on there, man. Because we work real hard
So,
to get that shit out there. So thank pops for helping us get that shit out there, man.
I remember getting the ass whooping, man, because I was rapping that bad, that bad hand was one of my favorite songs coming up, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was rapping that shit while my grandmama got my ass. I, I'd have been like, huh?
You was breaking up. I didn't hear what you said.
I said, I remember when I was coming up, the bad hand was one of my favorite songs coming up. You know what I'm saying? And I was rapping that shit. My grandmama and got my ass whooped. Tell you, uh,
Heard it
I
out.
ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all, huh?
I said, well, my mama first heard it, I almost got my.
Yeah. Man, y'all was the shit to be coming up, man. So it's epic talking to you right now. But um, when did you? At what point did you get to the point where you know what I can do this? This is what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it? Did y'all start off as a group or did you start off as an individual artist?
Um, we started off as a group. We had a group in high school, like the sixth, seventh grade. We put together a group. Um, but before that, I was just doing it on my own, doing it in my room, doing it, in my neighborhood on my block, just making demos and stuff here. What we really had to do it was when Michael Washington, rest in peace, Mike D, he was a neighborhood baller, and he saw us do the talent show in Menlo Park, and he liked what we was doing. So one day I was coming home from school, and he pulled me, he pulled me to the side and was like, "Hey man, I see you trying to do your shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't tried to go to the studio and record nothing?" And I've been to a studio. My boy uncle had a little 4-track studio around the corner. They make like blues music and stuff. But they used to let us come through and record on their little 4-track and shit, just like make demos and shit. But that was the only studio um experience that I had to that point. And then well, no, I'll take that back. Me and Chunk used to go to Shanti house and record. Shout out to Chunk and Shanti. Shanti had like a little makeshift studio in his garage too that we used to go record, but I think it was like a 4/8 track, something like that. But it was just like a little garage setup. But when Michael Washington gave me the money, and I was introduced to TC. That's when first one I really started recording in a real studio and really laying tracks and start really making songs. Really learn how to put songs in song form instead of just spitting bars or verses. Um, and two, that made me feel like we really could do this shit. You know what I'm saying? I felt confident that we really could do this shit because we had a good producer behind us. He knew how to record, mix good. So I felt like we was on the right track. So I knew we had a shot.
I know Young Mouth normally talk about how like back in those days, how like the neighborhood, the baller superstar, whatever it was, how it was a lot of investment from individuals like that, especially like him. And
Yeah,
I can attest to that too, though, coming in West Oakland where I'm from too, right? So I know in your album, I remember y'all giving quite a few shout outs to Mike B. Though. I mean,
yeah,
so salute to him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I
Um,
mean,
uh,
was very
go
instrumental
ahead.
without, totally insane because he was the one that took the shot. He was the one that took the chance on us. He was the one that put his money out for us. You know what I'm saying? And really was really pushing that shit. Really was like, really pushing us to do that shit. So yeah, I mean, to this day, I have to thank him because, like I said, without him, this wouldn't have happened. It would never happen. You know what I'm saying? Um, or maybe it would have happened. I don't know, but I always think he made sure that it happened. Let me put it like that.
For sure. Um, did you and Mac 10 grow up together? When did y'all link up? You know what I'm saying?
We
How
met.
did y'all get into?
We went to school together. We met in kindergarten. We've been friends since kindergarten. We came up to live like a couple blocks away in the neighborhood, At one point, we lived next door to each other and shit. So we've always been cool, like I say, since kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then, and once we started, like junior high, fifth, sixth grade is when we start really rapping. And I think we both started at the same time. Started at like the same time. Um, and we just been, we were just always together. We hung out every day, and we just started working on shit together. It was a few of us that was in the group at first. Me, Ten, Chunk, Doc, my man Doc Louie, uh, all the people, the KOD who I talked about on I Don't Even Trip song. Those are all the cats that was in the crew, like when we was in junior high. And then from there, just cats just start falling off, start moving away. We got older, went to high school. Me and Ten went to Carmine together. Then we both got kicked out. We went to community school. So me and Tim just always had a tight knit with each other and just was always together. And that's why I think the music came out so dope, is because we was living our everyday life together. We was, broadcasting that shit from each one of our point of views, but we was always together. So the point of view was similar because we was seeing the same things. And I think that's what um, we was getting taught the same things. We had the same OGs. We had the same, the same OGs was spitting the same game to us. So I think that because when we tried, we was like 16 years old, and a lot of people always tell us, man, the game that we spitting on the album is so dope, it's so deep. How could we have that game at 16 like that? You know what I'm saying? We still in high school teaching niggas how to live life and shit. And it was just attested to the OGs that we grew up around, the family members that was spitting game to us and trying to lead us in the right direction. And I think that's what made the music so dope, is because we were seeing it at the same time and we was experiencing the same thing. So it was cohesive. No.
For sure. When was Direct from the Backstreet your very first album, or did y'all have an album out before that just never came out or something? Like, who was y'all first projects?
Well, me and Tien had we had an album before Direct from the Backstreet called Crazy Shit. What happened was, right before we was about to put Crazy Shit out, Mike D died. Mike D got murdered. Mike D got murdered in West Oakland.
Wow.
So after Mike D got killed, his estate is in limbo. He's a drug dealer, so his money, cars, and jewelry and shit is like it's up for grabs. It's like everything's been sold. His money, we don't know what's going on with. But he had three brothers. The brother that was closest to him was Chris Washington. So we knew that they was going to divide Mike's estate up. You know what I'm saying? The brothers was going to get pieces of his fortune. So we got at Chris, was like, hey, bro, we already got the album done and shit. And Mike was about to send it to the press. We was trying to see were you still going to try to, were you still going to be able to put the album out or whatever? And at the time, he was working with another group out of Oakland called Black Dynasty. I don't know if you heard of Black. I'm sure you heard of Black. You from Oakland, you heard of Black Dynasty. He was working with Black Dynasty at the time. And he
DB
felt,
Stokely.
huh? DB's Oakland, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He was working with them. Mike had us, Black Dynasty, and SIC. Shout out to SIC at the same time. Somehow Chris took over Black Dynasty, and Mike still had Totally Insane and SIC, Sick Insane Criminals. Um, and Chris thought that Black Dynasty would be more profitable to put out. You know what I'm saying? He looked at the music we was making as just some local hood shit, some East Palo Alto hood shit. And he was looking at they was making the Black Power type music back then. He was looking at that as being more global because Public Enemy, X Clan was popping, Poor Righteous Teachers, and all that.
He
Looking
was,
like
he was trying to ride the wave, basically.
you're trying to ride the wave, right? Um, I mean, looking at it business perspective, but then being a youngster with a dream, I didn't understand that shit. So
Right.
he he decided he wasn't gonna put the Crazy Shit album out. And then we was trying to get the album from him, and he was acting, he was acting kind of strange, funny style. Didn't want to let us buy the album from him. He was throwing up some astronomical ass prices and shit. So we found a new executive producer, my man Manny the Black. Shout out to my man Manny the Black, that took over the executive production in our, Totally Insane. So Manny was like, "Fuck it, we just go do a whole new album." You know what I'm saying? TC was already on board at this time. We had got so familiar with TC and got so used to working with TC that making songs wasn't shit, you know. So we went back in the studio, scrapped the Crazy Shit album, and went back in the studio and recorded direct from the back streets. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's so. Were you guys ever able to recoup like the complete ownership of that? I know like they said after 30 some years or something you can recoup your what they call it what's the word they use damn it's at the tip of my tongue though your intellectual property, you know what I'm saying, after so long.
Yeah.
Were you guys ever able to recoup that album back?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We did. We're the
Okay.
master album now. Solo music now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's dope. That's dope, man. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I mean, I was about what 12, 13 years old, man, when Direct on the Backstreet came out, man. So it's about what 92, 93, somewhere in there, or between up there,
Late
or
91.
a little before. Yeah. I know I was. I remember that album because my pops had a truck. He had this specific truck back then that had hella slap in it, man. And I'm talking about uh when he pulled up slapping that tell me what you that what you know song, man. I'm talking about it was just different, bro. So of course it had an effect on me. But uh how did that album do, bro? Like, you know what I mean? How did y'all did that really just put y'all out there?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that shit did hella well, man. We charted on Billboard. Uh, uh shit, went on to what else? Yeah, it was high time, bro. That shit lasted for some years. Still to this day, bro, motherfuckers still love that album. I still do shows off that album and shit, and they still request the songs off that album. Um, I've had a lot of rap artists tell me that album is what inspired them to do that shit. Matter of fact, Corrupt from the Dog Pound, shout out to Corrupt. He FaceTimed me like a couple weeks ago telling me that Direct from the Backstreet, it was like the blueprint for the Dog Pound, like, you know what I'm saying? That album like molded their group, like, made them understand what a group could be like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Corrupt Ass Dog Pound.
Bro,
So
let me be a testament to that, bro. I'm telling you, when I first started going to the hole, when I first wrote my first rap, you know what I'm saying? It was y'all and Bad Influence that encouraged me to say, you know what, fuck it, let me let me see what he and Rap and Run. I said, man,
you went silent.
yeah, yeah.
I
No,
hear you.
I said, after hearing y'all two, man, it was just different, man. You know what I mean? So,
And
um,
I was big fans of them too. Bad Influence, 3 Times Crazy. I'm huge fans of them dudes. 415, Richie Rich, but it's really inspired us. 415.
right,
415 came out with that 415. Nigga, we was like,
yeah.
nah, nigga, on track, and nigga, we on fuck that.
Yeah, for Robin, man, I think I still think it's underrated. I think that's one of the most underrated Bay albums. You know what I'm saying?
That's Bay Area album. 415, shit. Hell yeah. That shit is iconic.
Yeah,
Group has been sideshow, man. Iconic Bay Area song.
absolutely. People understand like today, the Bay Area is so divided and segmented up and this, that, and the third. But Even though every city always had this own shit, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
I know with me personally, I'm 415 Kumi is personally, you know what I'm saying? So when I was coming up a part of that, you know what I'm saying? We got comrades from every section of the Bay Area, so that really just broadened my scope. Going back and going back into that time in general, you know what I mean? We understood that the Bay we was all we had, so everybody fucked with each other, especially on the rap scene. Even though it was a lot of war and strife and shit like that, we was all when it comes to the music wise, art wise, three times fuck the language. It was time of compilations. Nobody,
yeah,
I can't think nobody put out better compilations than the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? The Herm Lou compilations, the West Coast Bad Boys, the
yeah,
Cell Blocks, etc. You know what I'm saying? Uh, y'all saw on that City man on the West Coast Bad Boy. That was one of my cuts too. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, we, bitch can't handle me. Total insanity. You know what I'm saying? That's about man. Um, we got away from that. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever see that coming back, bro?
yeah, definitely. I mean, all cats from the Bay got to do is start coming together, start, you know what I'm saying, start linking up, city to city, start, some of these some of these OGs, maybe Herm Lou, maybe it's time for Herm Lou to do another compilation. Maybe it's time for somebody to do another West Coast Bad Boys. Maybe it's time for somebody to do another Bay Area Players. Maybe it's compilation shit. I mean, I think the people would receive well to a compilation album right now if all the songs are slapping. I think that shit would do extremely well. Hell yeah. And I think the Bay, I think where the Bay is lacking and where we fell off at, we ain't really no unity. Motherfuckers is all out for themselves. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you perfectly. My argument to that is always that the Bay Area is never catered to the mainstream. We always cater to the streets. Whereas, like LA is known for gang banging, we known for macking and mobbing. You know what I'm saying? We got mob culture down here. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So our shit is always been underground, primarily underground, and that, but everybody, all the mainstream. So you guys, how many labels was China? Because I want to talk about it all the time. But how many was the mainstream? Was that really just a universal sentiment? Like, fuck, we getting our own money down here, or was that dude feel like which was it? That y'all love getting your own money, so y'all stayed independent. Versus the other narrative people give that y'all just ain't good enough. What you think about that?
I think that I think cats out here just had the mentality that we don't need the record, we don't need the major labels. We get our own money, we get to control our music, we get to do this shit the way we want to do it. We can collab whatever whoever the fuck we want to collab with. We just had more. We was we didn't want to be controlled. We wanted to run our own shit. We wanted to have our own industry like we had, and we wanted to be in total control of the shit because I think the Bay Area figured out real early in the game that what the industry was about. The industry is about controlling your shit and making what they can make off of it instead of, you know, helping you make something off of it, help you expand your brand. And I think that the Bay Area just learned the concept. We figured that shit out. We didn't have big labels like New York and did. We didn't have all input, all the plugs that LA and New York and had in that time, in the game. So we had to create our own shit. And at the time, like the radio stations out here, they were so tied in and ran by LA politics and industry politics that sometimes they wasn't too um, supportive of Bay Area local artists. You know what I'm saying? Um, as other regions was and are still is to this day. But I just think that we just had our own concept. We was like, nah, fuck this mob shit. This that Bay shit. We doing this. We getting our own bread. We got our own labels. We got our own shit. We promote our own shit. We got our own movements, and we was rocking. And I think that the industry, the major players in the industry, seen that, and they got scared. Man, they seen what Master P did. They seen what 40 did, They was, motherfuckers was making millions of dollars coming out this independent shit, taking over the game.
And they definitely seen how Too Short did. I think Too Short really set a trend for like not just Oakland but in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
they did it before
yeah,
everybody. They was really scared, like, man,
yeah,
like Beachberry, push us out. We ain't gonna make no bread. They gonna get all the money. They gonna be the billionaires and the shit. Everybody gonna be Jay-Z out the back. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want that.
right. And like
And
it,
controlled by LA. We're not controlled by blood with but money. And we getting independent shit. We was getting our own, so you couldn't control.
right, and to add on to that, we're the only section that didn't allow the blood and Crippin to spread its tentacles in our region, and nowhere to be like people don't
Right.
understand that it wasn't just one city; it was every city in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? So as divided as people say the Bay is, when it came to the major principles that just made up our region, you know what I'm saying? We was a one voice on a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that gets, I think that whenever the Bay Area story is told in general, those points has to be highlighted. You know what I'm saying? Because it pays. I tell like these youngsters, man, they don't understand the history that went into establishing why they're able to have the freedoms to do the shit that they do. Because y'all paved the way for a lot of that though. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So, um, so um, what was y'all second album? Was it Backstreet Life or Going Insane? How did y'all second project? Tell us about the second one.
Second album was Going Insane. Um, the concept for that album was during the time we were recording that, East Palo Alto became the murder capital of the nation. And I know a lot of the cats that got killed during that time. So we was watching, our city just go insane. You know what I'm saying? We just watching niggas just get murdered. We was watching shootouts every day. We was watching, and we was living on the front line of this shit. So Going Insane was just basically a reflection of what East Palo Alto was going through at the time. You know what I'm saying? We was trying to we was basically trying to report to the world what was going on in our city, what we were seeing. And what we seeing was East Palo Alto was going insane. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that was a rough time on both of us. And at that time, we both started having kids and shit. We both was, local celebrities due to Direct from the Backstreet success. So a lot of cats are knowing who we are. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats was knowing about Alberni and was coming by, and shit, Alberni became a tourist attraction. You know what I'm saying? And we were just, and we young. Shit, we was at, came out, we was both like 18, 19 years old. So we was both still navigating through that, being young and having new success off Direct from the Backstreet album and being new celebrities, local celebrities and shit. And we just still navigating through shit, you know what I'm saying? So, and Going Insane was a big gamble for us because Direct from the Backstreet was so successful and so iconic, like for Bay Area music, that, motherfuckers was questioning, could we do it again? You know what I'm saying? Can we repeat the success of Direct from the Backstreet, or can we come better than that? You know what I'm saying? So, motherfuckers was questioning our credibility and could we do it again? And you know, shit, can we stay alive? Can we stay out of prison? It was a bigger challenge for us. So it was just
I know,
basically go ahead.
I know when you speak about that Bernie, I'm sitting here thinking when you in one of your bars you say, "Cause down here around Alberni, bitches get hung like drapes, so it don't concern me."
It don't concern
Hey,
me.
bro,
That's
I'm
my
telling you,
block.
man. Yeah, I'm telling you, you was putting
That's
on for
my block,
Alberni,
man.
bro.
That's my grandmama house. You know what I'm saying? My grandmama bought
Yeah.
that house in 1956, so that's soil to me. That's my soil. My mama and me was born in that house, so and
What
that's why
that
I
nigga
rap
say?
about it so hard because that's my lineage.
That,
That's where I'm
that's
from.
how I feel. That's how I feel about Ghost Town where I'm from, man. Because knowing the whole history, man, I'm big on history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking, what the man say? Let me tell you how I make love. Sometimes you run me some snapper in the left hand boxing glove. Oh man,
I'm
that
not.
was
I'm.
that was my shit.
I'm not an implant to the town, nigga. I was born at Stanford Hospital, Palo, 5 miles away from
Right.
East Palo, brought right back to Alberni. So that's where I'm from. That's my lineage. My mama was born in the
Absolutely.
same house. So I was raised in the same house as my mama. So that's bloodline.
Absolutely. Out of all of the what was some of y'all best features that y'all had on y'all putting y'all albums together though? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know it was a
Shit
lot like 'cause it was a lot of politics going on back then, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
was
it was love and sections, but you know what I mean? A politics kept a lot of niggas from working with each other just like it do nowadays. You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? But it was more cooperation than you have nowadays because shit was more about it was more on principle back then. So what was some of y'all most out how y'all collabs came together?
Um, I mean, basically just reaching out to people. You know what I'm saying? Is whoever we wanted to work with. Luckily, like I was saying earlier, we from East Palo Alto, but we was lucky to blend in with the Frisco cats, which are our Frisco family through TC. So we was able to do features with RBL, 11.5, Andre Nicotina, Coog Nut, Ballhead Rick, Cold World Hustlers, Quinn. You know what I'm saying? So we had GLP, JT, and them. So we had the Frisco connection on our side. You know what I'm saying? So we was able to blend East Palo Alto and Frisco together, and kind of like brought them together. We kind of like brought the two cities together, East Palo Alto and San
Yeah,
Francisco. Yeah,
I saw that too. I saw that too early on, like for sure, most definitely, because that's really the first collab I saw y'all with outside of PA was I think it was I think it
RBL,
was with RBL.
G's by the one.
I think I did. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And those are some dope collabs, man. That y'all had back then.
yeah, and that song right there solidified the EPA Frisco. You know that 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 brought it together. You know what I'm saying? That brought the two cities together. G's by the 1, 2, 3.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we gotta definitely figure out a way to bring that back. We gotta definitely figure out a way to bring that back, man. So um, everybody, what do you think? Like from that genre now, like what do you think was the biggest downfall, like for your generation, in between then and now? Like what do you think? What do you think that caused us to go into a spiral? Because we went into a downward spiral for real though. Like it seemed like after like I don't know if it's at the cell block compilation. Like after that era, it's like we went downward. Except for
Um,
individuals though.
I think that the industry started blackballing us. I think the industry started locking us out of shit. As successful as the Bay Area artist was, a lot of major labels wasn't signing us. We were selling more units than some of they artists, and they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? They was shutting us out. After Master P West Coast Bad Boys, I start seeing the decline. Like they was really shutting niggas out. Um, and I think, like I was saying, I think that they were just scared that if the Bay Area taught the Bay Area business concept to everybody, imagine if Atlanta, L.A., Memphis was doing the same thing the Bay was doing at the same time. Where would rap be now, and how many more millionaires would there be in the game? You feel what I'm saying? And I think that what happened to the Bay was once they once they see you they can't control you. Once they see they can't persuade you in no type of way, they can't control you. You got your own shit. They start shutting down the moms and pop stores. If you realize that, Tower Records and Warehouse start buying out all the moms and pop stores. They did that to make the independent distribution. They're trying to smother the independent distribution because if you ain't got these moms and pop stores to where Tower Records might give you $3 a CD, but Ty Uzi over there by East Mile Mall might give an artist $7 on consignment a CD. You feel what I'm saying? So they was shutting out the money. They was closing down the It's closing down the cash routes. You know what I'm saying? For Bay Area, for local Bay Area artists or independent Bay Area artists, and the major labels start buying up all the records, Tower Records, Warehouse. Those start being owned by major label record companies, which was flooding that shit with their artists, of course.
That man said T.Y. Uzis. I ain't heard T.Y. Uzis in years, bro.
Yeah, like everybody East Mount
So
Mall. uh,
hell
Because
yeah.
they man, they showed us so much love, bro. We was man, they my man Eddie Tebow out of West Sounds in East Palo. We had a record shop called West Sounds. And the owner of it was a man named Eddie Tebow, black man named Eddie Tebow. Shout out to Eddie Tebow. He sat us down and taught us, force fed us the consignment game and taught us that shit. He's like, man, I could give y'all $7 at $7.50 a CD. Y'all paying woo woo woo. He taught us the game. So when we went to TY Uzi, we went in there with our we already had the sales pitch in mind, but we didn't even need it because I forgot the brother. I think his name was Walt that owned TY Uzi. He gave it the same game, like nigga, I'm gonna give y'all woo 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 and taught us to reinforce the game that Lee Tebow taught us. So that's why shout out T.Y. Uzi. Um, yeah.
So that was one of the best concepts. Either if y'all wasn't selling out the trunk of y'all car, then y'all was negotiating with record stores on a percentage on a with a consignment for okay. Now I get it now. You just helped me understand something I didn't.
Yeah. The concept is this.
Yeah.
We pay for a CD and I pay $2 a CD, right? At that time, CDs were selling for what, $16.99, $17.99, $15.99, something like that, right? So what was happening was not only was we getting a bigger cut out of out of local independent records, the record store was getting a bigger cut too. Because like I say, if a Ice Cube CD, T.Y. Uzi or West Sounds might make $3 off that motherfucker, whatever the record store cut is. But off our record, they might be making $5, $6. You know what I'm saying? Off each CD they sell. They might be able to pay us our little $7. That's keep their little $3, $4, $5. That's $12. And give whoever else they need to pay. You know what I'm saying? So the independent record stores was making money off independent record labels too. It was getting a bigger cut than what what a major label artist would. So
Right. So
a lot of the moms and pop stores was putting all the up front up front display by the counter.
so so my question to that would be, um it seemed like, especially in this market, due to it being heavily saturated with independent artists, um, it seemed like the moms and pop stores would have benefited more by just staying independent than selling out to the majors. Like, what do you think went into a because Octavius Miller, because you got to go to the West Coast Hip Hop Awards. So Mr. Miller used to tell me how he had his own store, but I never got around to asking him, you know what I'm saying, about the question I'm asking you. Like what would make them want to sell out, being that they was making more at that time? What do you think about that?
Well, what like I said, the major labels start buying all the chain store CD places, and you know they was smothering out the moms and pop stores. They was um, cutting supplies. They was buying out the distributors. They was slowly pulling back on Bay Area music or independent music, and they was putting the more mainstream music up front, promoting it more. The radio pay the radio stations to spin the record more and more. So the mainstream rap music was more popular than the underground because it was getting played on the radio and they was doing summer jams, and they was doing, the radio got behind what the major labels was paying for because they was getting paid too. And it was just they
Right.
was promoting the artists more than the independent artists, and um, cases like that, and stream is taking over, and they're outselling the independent. The numbers is low. You know, if they putting $1 million promotion budget into Dr. Dre and Snoop, Totally Insane can't compete with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Warehouse
right,
Dre and them in the front with the display and all the shit, with the big low rise display and all the shit. We're gonna be on the back shelf. You're gonna have to go out there and find our shit. So
right.
once they start smothering, the moms and pop stores went with it. It just was like hand in hand. That was our allies. The moms and pop stores was keeping us afloat, and vice versa. We was keeping the moms and pops afloat. Once the majors start coming in and shutting and start smothering shit, they fucked it up for us. You know what I'm saying? They was making it hard to for the independent moms and pop stores to get product. If you fucking with that independent shit, we ain't selling you our mainstream shit. They just, they got tactics, man. They got tactics. They got techniques and tactics on how to smother you and put you out of business if they want.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Let me get back to y'all for a second. Um, what were some of the best collabs you say y'all work with, like that y'all worked with back in that time? I know you
RBL,
mentioned RBL.
um, um, a collab. Mm, I did a song with Spice, a song with Jacka. Uh, I mean, the compilations, really, bro. We used to love doing the compilations. West
Yeah,
Coast Back,
hell yeah.
anything
So
from $1 Million Dream. We used to love doing compilations, bro. Just showcase our talent with
so
other artists everywhere.
so what was the scene like when y'all do a compilation? Like it was just an environment, like you got hella artists in one studio, y'all was like how did the production how did production come out? Like it was like everybody just fucking with it and just decided to record a song. You know what I'm saying? How did that work?
But it is, if whoever doing the compilation, usually whoever, like Master P, for instance, when he did Wex Bad Boys, he approached us, put together a compilation. He wanted us to do a song, and basically from that point, from there, we just go to the lab and create a song. You know what I'm saying? A song that we think could be cool for the compilation. We usually go in, record it. The difference is with the West Coast Bad Boys was the day we recorded Total Insanity, Master P and them came to the studio and watched us record it. So they was there when we recorded Total Insanity. Andre Nicotina, 11-5 happened to be there. That's why they got on the hook. They all happened to be at the studio at the time. Um, so our concept is usually we go record the song that we think it fit, send it to them. If they like it, yeah, it. If not, if nothing, send it to them until we got the right one. You know,
See for those, because those of you that's listening, see all of y'all know Andre Nicotina. I remember Dre Dog.
Dre, yes,
Fuck you,
Dre,
Dre Dog. You ain't shit.
these youngsters know Nicotina.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I do it with Dre Dog, man. I'm telling you, man. It ain't nothing like being from the Bay, man. I'm telling you, our story is epic, man. Um, so what you got? How's Mac 10 doing? How's Mac 10 doing today? You know what I'm saying?
Mac 10 cool. Right now he's locked up. You know what I'm saying? He's in bed now. Shout out to Mac $10. Free my nigga $10. Uh,
Free 10, man.
free $10. But I mean, um, the sad thing about Totally Insane is, I went to prison myself. I went to the feds myself. The sad thing about Totally Insane is that the music was real. That shit was genuine. That shit was really happening to us. It was living at the same time. Fortunately, when it's authentic and it's real, your life becomes a part of it too. You know what I mean? Um, and we both was out there in the streets still. We both was out there doing our shit. Um, like I said, I went to the feds, came back. Um, he in the feds now. Um, and I think that it's just it's real easy to become a victim of circumstances, a victim of life. And it's easy to um, try to think that you surviving and doing the right thing, and the law thinks otherwise. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. He'll be all right. Free my nigga.
Free 10. Hey, you know, it was a time and day when back in the time, like I remember when East Palo Alto, that 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 small city was the murder. I remember when that was the murder capital. I remember, what I'm saying, at that time though. Um,
Like,
but yeah, and however, all you guys are pretty much, as the concept of rap is street reporting, basically, right? But y'all was telling a story without telling a story, basically. You get what I'm saying? You know what I
yeah,
mean? How it was a narration without um specific illustration. Whereas nowadays, niggas is literally telling on themselves. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Um, when I had this conversation with people on Clubhouse and other sections, they be like, well, motherfuckers been talking about gangster rap and this, that, and the third. Cause they, how they try to defend this drill rap culture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you explain the difference between drill rapping and what you guys was doing back then?
Um. Well, I mean, it's similar because some of them cats is really out there drilling. You know what I'm saying? I think the difference is that back in the days, we was finding clever ways to explain some shit to you without snitching, or without dry snitching, or without ratting. So we was putting ourselves in the first person as the avatar. I'm telling you these experiences through me, like it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you in a way to where I'm not incriminating myself, and I'm not incriminating none of my homeboys and none of the people that this shit happened to, or that done this shit, or that Um, drill, on the other hand, is like they're bragging off the crimes that they commit. And I guess some people would say that we were doing the same thing. And like I say, but we were trying to be a little more creative, and we were trying to be a little bit more creative and more, how can I say, um, without dry snitching. Tell the story without dry snitching. These cats nowadays will tell you who shot the nigga and where he shot him at, and what gun he used and what
Right.
he used, and yeah, I think they just not
Yeah.
as they're not as savvy as uh uh I can't even think of the word to use. They're not as savvy as we was in trying to uh protect the innocent, protect your,
This what I
yeah, I don't know.
this what I and you tell me if I'm wrong on this. You know what I'm saying? I think that um because I feel like y'all was just as street as any nigga was then or now. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about as far as authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not studio artists. Y'all really certified where y'all from. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like you really are a certified Alberni nigga though. You feel me? You know what I
definitely.
mean? So it ain't like you just a studio artist or you know a promotional artist. You know what I'm saying? As they have a lot of nowadays, right?
Right.
Um, the culture, because you weren't just representing totally insane, you was representing your section. So
Yeah.
the culture didn't allow you to do certain shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like it wasn't cool. Like if a nigga was doing some of the shit niggas do nowadays, niggas would probably run you off your block for doing it. You know what I'm
Def-
saying? Like nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? Whereas nowadays shit is just being is just accepted. Oh, that's an artist. It, uh you feel like do you feel like that's been like the death of our culture in general? Just beyond rap?
yeah. Yeah. Because when we on our shit, we used to run it by the homies. We used to let the homies hear what we was doing. We used to, run shit by, hey, what you think about this? And get their opinions on shit. If one of the homies say, hey man, that's kind of dry snitching, we wouldn't even fuck with it, take that line out of there. You know what I'm saying? So we was getting input with the niggas that we was around. We didn't have no yes men around us. If that shit was whack, niggas tell us, nah, nigga, that's just some bullshit. We didn't have no yes men entourage around us. We had thug niggas that was listening to nigga. They was worried about how we was representing the town. So I
I'm
think nowadays And I think, back then we was making music, but it was niggas on the block that had more money than us. So
Right.
we was nowadays the rappers is the influence that got $1 million and everybody else broke. So nowadays the rappers is paying everybody rent, buying niggas clothes and buying niggas shoes and take care of that. So nowadays the artists got a lot of more yes men around them than they did back then. You know what I'm saying? We was in the hood with real niggas that was like, nah, nigga, that shit garbage, nigga. Get that shit out of here. Take that shit off the album, nigga. Nowadays, you got the yes man. Oh yeah, 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 that's cool, nigga. Yeah, 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 yeah. And
It's
they're
like
not real.
deja vu hearing you say that because Yuck Mouth just did the same damn shit you just said, bro.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, that's real. Um, I tell you one thing, bro. Like hearing you say that, I can't even express how many times I said that I give me a team of jackasses any day over a team of just gullible ass, happy to be their ass niggas though. I'm saying,
because they gonna tell you anything, bro, to keep because they trying to protect their
I
status.
can't even
And if you they bread and butter, they gonna say whatever you can. They gonna say
like
whatever
that.
they gotta say to get a check. When a nigga ain't really depending on you, he don't give a fuck about how
These
you what
yes
your
men.
feelings is, nigga. When the
I
fucking
hope
he off
whoever
you, he don't
listening
care what
to,
your feelings, how you if you hurt your feelings, that shit whack, nigga. Get that bullshit out of here, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna play that. They'll tell you to your
I hope
face.
whoever I hope whoever watched this interview understand what you just said, man. Because honestly, I believe that these yes men are the cause of a lot of artists losing their lives. That if they just had a few more jackasses in their entourage to say no, that ain't cool, we would have kept a lot of niggas alive. You know what I'm
You just took
saying?
the words right
So
out of my mouth. Yes, men get niggas killed. Yes, men niggas get arrested, get niggas arrested, and yes, men get niggas careers ended.
right, right. You know what I mean? And we got a lot of examples of that. I was telling somebody how I mentioned the Pac situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, had no business involved in the situation. That wasn't him.
Yeah.
The King Von situation. Man, I can go in a lot of situations that I spoke on where I felt like, you know what I'm saying, if the entourage is supposed to be there to make sure that the artist and everybody make it back safely, right? Um, but speaking
Oh,
of Pac, um, go ahead.
Takeoff lost his life in the last. How you gonna have
Yeah,
a multi-dollar artist like that shooting dice at a motherfucking bowling alley?
right,
That nigga should have been in a hotel room with a whole bunch of hoes and a whole bunch of weed.
right, right. Around heavy security, straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Nigga should be getting patted
Yeah,
down came to the spot too.
right, right.
Yeah.
Um, it's I'm telling you, I spoke on this a lot, and honestly, having this interview with you just really made my mind up because I was thinking about doing a piece on just my take on that topic alone. And you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna really do that, man, because I think it's needed. Um, speaking of Pac, because y'all basically from the same era. Did you guys ever get a chance to meet him before?
Yeah. They did a big the same story. We got the same story. We was doing a show in Fillmore, and Pac Pac was performing with Richie Rich and the Governor. Shout out to Richie Rich and the Governor. And the Gov had a song in his album called "I Ain't Never Got Gaffer Like That." And in the verse, Richie Rich said some shit about some Frisco niggas. Now they on stage performing this shit, and Richie Rich did the verse and said the shit about the Frisco niggas. Nigga, them Frisco niggas got mad as fuck and rushed the stage on them niggas. Now, about 15 minutes before that, East Palazzo niggas had a fight with the Frisco niggas, and security broke that up, made us get on one side of the club, and made them stay on one side of the club. So the tension was already brewing because we had already just fought them niggas. So now they on the Oakland niggas. You know what I'm saying? And we had a bitch. It was hella groups in there performing on that bill that night. Oakland, Frisco, PA, San Ho. It was hella niggas on the bill that night. And man, them niggas rushed the stage, and security rushed us to the back of the stage, and it was a big old battle royal in that motherfucker. And we get to the back, and Tupac was back there. Tupac is he's a high wire dude, like a high strung dude.
A real live wire.
He like, man, fuck that shit. Woo, woo, woo. He grabbing pots, pans, knives, and shit, because they rush it to like the kitchen area in the back. So then they could grab pots, frying pans, and knives and shit. And Rich telling him, hey, man, be cool, man, be cool, man. We all we got to do get to the car. Nigga, we ain't going to make it to the car, nigga. So that was one of my Pac. That was one of my Pac stories. I think I met Pac like maybe twice in my life. I met a few. Oh, I'll show you some of my memory. I'm in my studio. I'll show you some of my memorabilia. I don't know if you see this shit. Can you see it? You see that right there?
Yep, yes, sir. I see it.
Autographed picture of Easy E, man.
Rest in peace, Easy, man.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
legendary.
got that Pac up there.
Real holler though. Real
I got
holler,
some
man.
West Coast legends in the house. That Nip and
Oh
Kobe.
yeah. Rest in peace, the
You know what I'm saying?
neighborhood nip, man, and the
I got
manga.
my idol on the wall. One of my idols on the wall. LL.
I can't see that. Oh,
Oh,
yo,
you can't see.
definitely, definitely.
That's an old one. That's a classic one. That's back in the boombox. That was back in
Boy,
his
you used
first
to
album.
have to
That was
be,
like a classic one.
used to have to be a buff nigga walking down the street with that big. I'm telling you, niggas don't remember, man. Niggas with the high top
Brother
and with the
idol.
big ass boom box.
Yeah, I got this shit. I got my
Oh
old
man.
newspaper clippings and shit. You know, I've been a rapper since, like I said, 10. I've been a
Hey
neighborhood
bro,
legend since 10.
hey bro, you with that hat and that curl, nigga. I'm talking about it's epic, nigga.
Look at this shit. This is one of our old original 8x10 pictures.
Hell yeah.
Me, Chunk,
Oh
and them on the
man.
block. Old ass flyer from back in, what is that, 90? What year is that? 93?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know,
How Chunk doing, man? I ain't, you know what I mean?
Mac
I
Mall.
ain't
This
heard
is a
from
real picture of Mac Mall. Sebo.
man. You ever did any, you ever did any work with Bo before?
Bo, yeah. I got a new song with Bo right now. RBL.
Oh, that's what's up.
I got a new song
That's
with Bo
what's
right
up.
now called War. It's on my I
Oh,
got a group I put together called Duffel Bag Mob. And we got an album called Till the Wheels Fall Off. I got a song in there with Bo called War, featuring Sebo
yeah.
and the Gambler. Shout out to my man Sebo. Shout out to Gambler. Check him
I,
out.
I ain't even got I ain't even got to gamble yet, man. That's as you know, that's my brother, man. I love that's my guy right there, man. A lot
Shout
of what I'm doing right now, and he'll tell you it started with him, man. Like he's a huge influence why I'm doing this content creating, man. Like he really gave me the shove, like, bro, you know how gamble is, man. You know,
I
gamble,
got a
you
whole
know, it's only I love.
work. I got a whole album with Gambler called Heavy Work.
Man, I can't wait to check it out, bro. Uh, I'm surprised he probably at work right now or doing something. I'm surprised he ain't in here on this one, man. Man, yeah, shout out to Gambler, man. I don't know, man. I can go on. What he, so you mentioned your projects. What you got going on right now? Let the people know what you got going on right now, man. What they expect.
Um, I put out an album this year called St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Um, I I'm working on my next project. You know, I'm always working. I got, I stay in the studio and shit. I'm a workaholic and shit. So I stay working. I'm working on my next album called The Book of Adam. It'll probably be out next year. Um, Valentine's Day Massacre out in February. Doing good. I got a single. I got a video on the single with Black C and Band-Aid. Black C from RBL Posse and Band-Aid from the Hood Stars called G Code.
Uh, okay.
I got a video out for that right now. I got two videos out right now. I got G Code and Alphabet Boys. Shout out to my Duffel Bag Mob folks. Yeah, I still been working, man. Even though I'm an old nigga, I
Hell
still
yeah.
been working.
What collaborations do you have that you have that the last few projects that you've been working on?
Um, well, mostly like on my St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Besides Black C from RBL, most of it is new, artists from East Palo Alto. I'm trying to showcase East Palo Alto a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
Right.
give us a voice in this shit too. You know, we had a few
Right.
Palo Alto that made a mark in the Bay Area, but I don't feel like we had a fair share. We got a lot of cats in East Palo Alto that don't get recognition. You know what I'm saying? We don't get the love and recognition like Oakland, Frisco do. So,
Right.
you know, it takes us because we're like, you know, people look at us as like persons for East Palo Alto. So I felt that it probably was kind of like my duty to try to bring everybody together. You know what I'm saying? Everybody come together and unify, man. You know, we can't do it divided. It ain't gonna work divided. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Check out my
Absolutely.
album, dope. I think it's dope. I've been good reviews on it. The single G Code is dope, featuring Band-Aid of the Hood Stars and Black Sea of RBL, and my man Jonah the Artist, one of my new artists that I'm working with, Jonah the Artist. Shout out to Jonah. The Insane Empire, man, we still in this bitch.
Most definitely. Segue into sports for a second. What you think about your boy Devontae, man? You know, wearing that silver and black, man.
Yes, sir.
How you think he'll do this year?
I think he's gonna do
y'all.
good, man. I hope they pick the right quarterback. You know, who was it? Aiden O'Connell and who else they got over there?
They got Minshew, man.
Minshew.
Minshew, man, they better not ever bring Mr. Trubisky near a Raider locker room, man.
But I mean, you know, Devontae is one of them dudes, man. He's one of the top receivers in the game. All they need is a good quarterback to get the ball to him. He's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I think last year Aiden O'Connell demonstrated that he can get that ball to Devontae, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Stick with. You need to stay with that. But they should be all
they
right.
They had some real talent come out of PA, man. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You know,
we had man, in the last couple of drafts, man, last year we had 4 prospects come out of East Palo Alto to go to the draft, including my homeboy Maul's son, Right, not the Rajon Wright. Yeah.
Right.
So,
yeah,
East Palo Alto, they coming. Troy Franklin. Shout out to Troy Franklin. Just went to the Denver Broncos this year, up out of Oregon, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
East Palo Alto's something in the water.
I just found out that Brown that played for the Celtics. I just realized that he was the Cal. Some say he out the town. I didn't even know that. The dark skinned cat,
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown to play for the. I didn't even know that. I didn't. Yeah, somebody say I know he went to Cal, but somebody said he was from out the town though. I gotta Google that. I gotta look that up.
Man, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's talent from out that Bay, man. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot underrated, man. But I really appreciate you, Ad. You know what I'm saying? You know, I kid you not, bro. You know what I'm saying? You was really, really totally insane in general, man. Really one of my childhood influences, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
You know, and I'm telling you, just the reality of having my brother Gambler, you know what I'm saying? Man, y'all, it's all relative, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I appreciate that to the core. How can the people get in touch with you, bro?
Y'all can hit me on Instagram at Capone, at ADKAPONE. We got a website, theinsaneempire.com. You can check out. I got all my videos and all my old music and all the shit on there. If y'all want to, hear some of my old shit, my whole catalog is on there. Of course, we're on Spotify and all that, Apple Music and all the shit, Facebook. I'm on X, Twitter.
We gotta get you on Crowded, bro. We gotta get your shit on Crowded so you can get the maximum effect, get your maximum dollar off these streams. Crowded is paying the most. They're giving everybody else giving less than a quarter of a penny a stream, whereas Crowded giving 2 cents a stream.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. In fact, well, when I get off here, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's real simple to do. And actually, um, we gotta highlight this. You're going to be at the West Coast Hip Hop Awards, getting your honors, man, from Mr. Miller this year as
Definitely.
well. You know,
Shout out to
how you feel
Octavius.
about that?
Shout out to Octavius Miller, man. You know, we've been in this game for a long time, and we rarely get awards. We don't even look for that. We don't even bank on that. So we rarely get awards and shit like certificates and whatever like that. We were just happy making good music that motherfuckers still listen to and motherfuckers still rock to. So it never really been about that to us. So by him doing that, man, I'd like to thank him a lot, you know what I'm saying, by honoring us like that, because it's a big privilege to be honored by West Coast Hip Hop Awards. And I just like to thank Octavius for doing that for us. Because, we don't
It
get that a lot.
it hit different when we recognize our own though, like when it's amongst your own people, man. And that's what I appreciate about Octavius. You know what I'm saying? Because we are traditionally an independent environment, and Octavius has kept the West Coast Hip Hop Awards independent. You know what I'm saying? Without mainstream influence, man. I think it always works out best and more fair when it comes from that standpoint. So, um, I couldn't be more happier that you're going to be honored. You know what I'm saying? Up there with the likes of Philmo Swim. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be there? I know I just interviewed you know what I'm saying? His grandson, his son, Cali Cash, and his grandson, Cake the Will, is gonna be there. Not too many people know that's Cali Cash's father.
Oh, wow.
But that's yeah, yeah, that's three generations of greatness right there, man.
That's crazy.
Um, yeah, yeah. It's that's dope as fuck. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
It's gonna be that you go be amongst great company, man, that you belong in, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know Mac 10. It couldn't be more happier for you being in representation of both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? On
Definitely.
behalf of both of y'all and putting on for the city, man. I'm, this 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 is only part one, man, to our journey because I'm definitely gotta have you on here. You know what I'm saying? More often, man. You know what I'm saying on different topics and whatnot. But I thank you for your time, bro. For
No
real.
problem. Anytime. Just let me know.
Yes, sir. And let Gambler know, man. You know he up next, man. You know what I mean. Tell that
Definitely.
nigga to get ready, man. You know what I mean. For
Definitely.
sure. I appreciate you, big bro. Again, y'all can catch him on at Capone
That's
on
ADK
Instagram, right?
with me.
Okay. And shout out to everybody who what I mean who watches Dialogue, man, who support the Ghost Regime Network podcast, man. By yours truly, Michael Scarry, man. You know what I'm saying? We are not monetized yet. You know what I mean? But if anybody wants to support right there on the ticker, you can support us on the PayPal is right there. grlife3100 at gmail.com. You can follow us on the underscore ghost underscore regime underscore network on Instagram. Or if you want to follow me personally, you know what I'm saying, Oscari underscore Mike, man. I appreciate y'all, man, for tapping into this interview, man. Shout out to my big brother Ad Capone once again, man. We gonna end it on that note, man. Salute to y'all.